Hey, everybody. Yeah, so I get to do the meditation. How fun. And in fact, I think this is probably the most, one of my most favorite elements of the C3 morning. It's like instead of hearing me go on and on, we get to hear, one of you each week. So it's kind of a special thing. So, yeah, it's hard to follow that. The vibe there.
You got this.
Yeah, thank you. Appreciate it. That's what I needed. I am a high five person. My wife is not a high five person. I'll tell you that. So yeah, afterwards, if you want to come up to me, I prefer a high five. Okay, yeah. So I want to say just a few things about my time here, and about the last 5 years, and kind of what it's been like for me, and just something small here. Most of what I think, like things that I've been thinking about, and a good deal of my experience and a lot of my questions and my feelings about this or that, I've made public. And that's an unusual way to live your life, really. And I like it, and it's also a challenge. It's part of just the challenge of putting your voice out there in the world. And I've attempted, for better or worse, to try to tell the truth as best I can. I'm not saying that I possess the truth. I'm just saying I've tried to tell the truth as I see it, the best I can. And, or at the very least, to try to be honest. And particularly honest about things that I'm not sure about. Try to be honest about some of my own questions, and in fact, not knowing is kind of a specialty of mine. And I thought, as I was thinking about giving a meditation, I thought about this line from Rilke. I'll give it to you. Be patient toward all that is unsolved in your heart. Be patient toward all that is unsolved in your heart, and try to love the questions themselves. Like locked rooms, like books now written in a very foreign tongue. And I've been trying to ask or find or seek the right kind of questions out loud, and doing my best to try to love the questions and get to know what's unresolved in my own heart. And C3 has been the sort of place that not only has allowed me to do this, but has joined me, really, and pushed me and challenged me and welcomed me sort of all at the same time. And every week during pre-talk, in case you never come, insert guilt here. Really, pre-talk is an attempt to try to find the right questions, really. Sometimes we'll just have a topic or a theme, or I'll give one sentence about what I would like to talk about, and we just sort of start looking for the right kind of questions. It's a beautiful 45 minutes. And often I even tweak or change what I'm going to say based on what comes out of those moments. Every week, my own thoughts and ideas, or the ideas and thoughts of other people that I think are worth contemplating, are brought into a kind of conversation. And that's the way I've come to see what we do here, is a kind of living conversation that unfolds. It's not a monologue, And our post-talk is kind of much the same thing. And I've had the privilege of hearing your own stories and how things land with you and what's unresolved in your own heart. And there's something about conversation, or a living conversation, that is at the heart of what I like about C3 and what I'm most grateful for. And nothing has felt off limits. If you haven't noticed, I don't often toe some party line, right or left, and in fact, I'm not much interested in easy categories and finding easy targets to blame, or camps in which we can all feel self-righteous, although that's kind of fun from time to time. And you've let me be me, that's what I'd like to say. And you've also challenged me, as I said before. And I hope that we've challenged each other. What else would make for a real conversation than to be heard and to be challenged and respected, and for that conversation to last over time, like for the last 5 years for me. The conversation of C3 is 150 years old. I just want to remind you of that. And today is one of those days where we're turning some attention toward that. 150 years, a living, unfolding, evolving conversation. And the best conversations are the ones that last a long time, really. Like generations. So I don't personally know what's next for C3, but I hope this place continues to love questions and has the courage to keep asking them, and I'm deeply grateful for all of you. How you've let me explore out loud in front of people. But more importantly, for the ways that you've showed up here and served and tried to live out your values and carry your own questions forward and help create the kind of community that West Michigan needs. In some ways, by living the questions, we are brought into the present, which is interesting in terms of today's title. The past is prologue. So, living the questions, we're brought into the present and into the question of what is emerging now, in the quiet places between words. Maybe that's all I want to say right this second, other than to complete Rilke's thought here. So I'm going to read the whole thing. Be patient toward all that is unresolved in your own heart. And try to love the questions themselves, like locked rooms, like books now written in a very foreign tongue. Do not now seek the answers, which cannot be given you because you would not be able to live them. And the point is to live everything. Live the questions now. Perhaps you will then gradually, without noticing it, live along some distant day into the answer.